Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about what's going on in Mexico. I mean, they are losing it out there for real. My goodness. I mean, I knew it was bad, but darn. So they took out a cartel, El Mencho, and Mexico is literally burning now. They said across 8 states. The cartel has declared war on Mexico and the United States. Now, the reason why they declared war on Mexico and the United States, Mexico took this cartel out and they got the intelligence on his location from the United States. So they used United States intelligence to pinpoint where this guy was. And they were able to take him out. And because of that, the cartel said they are going after Mexico and they're going to come after the US. So, at first, and you got to really look. I saw like the military running around and come to find out, y'all, that's not the military. That's the cartel. The cartel is militarized. Okay. So they are running around. You would think it was the military, but it's not. It's the actual cartel. And they're just burning and murking everything in sight down there. It is a mess in Mexico. So we're going to take a look at what's going on. And you're going to see Donald Trump talking because if you remember, a couple of times Donald Trump has come forward to say he would help the Mexicans get rid of the cartel. So he's back and he's talking about that. And that's in the very beginning. And then you're going to start to see what's going on the ground in Mexico. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. And all right, here we go. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Okay, thank you.
That I offered to send U.S. troops into Mexico to take care of the cartel. She wants to know, is that true? Do you think I'm going to answer that question? That's why I'm asking. We'll see. I will answer it. It's true. If Mexico wanted help with the cartels, we would be honored to go in and do it. I told her that. I would be honored to go in and do it. The cartels are trying to destroy our country. They're evil. She's so afraid of the cartel she can't walk. So, that's the reason. And I think she's a lovely woman. But the president of Mexico is a lovely woman. But she is so afraid of the cartels that she can't even think straight.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
Esto es lo que estamos viviendo. Es horrible.
Violence is spreading in Mexico.
I'm in Guadalajara, in Mexico's second biggest city, which is in the state of Jalisco. Yesterday, suspected gang members rioted here, burning down businesses, burning cars on the main roads, shutting down the city completely after El Mencho, who is the head of the Jalisco cartel, most powerful drug trafficker in the world, was killed by Mexican forces. It's really tense here at the moment. Some people are coming back to the streets, but generally it's really quiet. I mean, this is such a huge city, and most of the streets that we've been driving around are really, really quiet. And there's a lot of concerns that over the next few days, then the violence is going to escalate, because as the different members of the cartels and the different groups try and compete for control and the power vacuum that's been left by Aminta's death.
Over the past couple of days, Mexico has experienced a significant security inflection point that has major geopolitical implications. Now, usually I try to add a bit of humor and a bit of spin to stories that I bring like this, but today that is not the case, because the number of victims and the destruction that's currently happening in Mexico is no laughing matter. Mexican authorities have confirmed that the cartel leader known as El Mancho, aka Nemesio Cervantes, has been taken out by federal forces. And he has been the longtime leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, one of the major drug trafficking cartels in Mexico. El Mancho was arguably one of the most dangerous criminals in the entire Western Hemisphere. The United States offered a reward up to $15 million should he have been captured. But after months of planning, the National Guard and the state of Mexico conducted an operation in the state of Jalisco to try to take him out.
25 members of Mexico's National Guard were killed in 6 attacks after special forces fatally shot Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Defense Secretary Ricardo Trevilla said troops tracked a romantic partner to Oseguera's hideout in Jalisco. Soldiers came under heavy fire during the raid. Oseguera and 2 bodyguards were wounded in a firefight and died while being flown to Mexico City. At least 73 people were killed in the operation and ensuing violence, including security forces and suspected cartel members. Authorities urged residents to stay indoors as schools closed across several states and more than 250 cartel roadblocks were cleared. The White House confirmed the U.S. provided intelligence support. In Guadalajara, more than 1,000 people were stranded overnight at the city zoo as violence shut down roads across the region.
It's not possible to get out right now because first, we're not allowed to leave the resort under any circumstance. So we're locked down in the resort. And even if we went out on the streets, the cartel would stop us and force us to get out of the car and light the car on fire. So the whole city is under lockdown. No one is going out because everyone is scared of getting stopped by the cartel. It is definitely really scary. I hope that it ends soon. This is supposed to be like a vacation, a sanctuary where everything is peaceful. And then now it's like I'm currently in a war zone. They're lighting buses on fire, so there are explosions. And yeah, I saw 5 of them from my room yesterday, and it's still really smoky. Like my eyes burn when I go outside, and it smells very smoky. Like the first thing in the morning, I opened the door and it was like an immediate rush of smoke. I do feel like more of a target knowing that we are involved. And I feel like the cartel is a little angry that the US is involved. So I'm scared that I'm going to be targeted more. I think that we should have been warned in some sort of way, or at least they could have put out a travel advisory to not travel to Mexico during this time if they knew they were going to do something like this.
We've been coming down here for almost 20 years, and we've always told people to come down and check it out because you always feel safe here. We've never, ever not felt safe. And today was the first day as we left the hotel to go have breakfast and saw all the craziness going on and the violence and the smoke that we were actually terrified. And we saw the people running down the streets, running from the flames and stuff and the fire. And we ran back to the hotel, and then that's when they got the shelter in order place. And we've been here all day, and we're staying at Hotel Eloise, and there's no restaurant or bar or anything here. So we've all been here without anything all day, and the staff has been great, running and grabbing stuff and bringing us some snacks and some water and stuff. But it's been pretty scary, as you can see from the videos and pictures I shared, that blocks away is where all of it's happening, and all the Oxos, they burnt down all of the little Oxos. So there's been little fires and stuff all over the city around us where it's normally fun and nice, and people walking around, and all the little local restaurants and all the locals being locked up and hidden with us too. And there's a few homeless people that were brought into this hotel they allowed in so that they had some place to go too. So it's been quite surreal knowing this warm, wonderful place that we come to visit a couple times a year is in lockdown, and just terrifying for all the people.
No mames. ¿Están bien?
que estamos viviendo. Es horrible.
There's been a major shift in Mexico's cartel landscape, and it's why I'm heading to Guadalajara. With the death of El Mencho, or Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, the longtime leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, one of Mexico's most powerful criminal organizations, has now just lost its central figure. CJ&G has been designated by the US government as a major transnational criminal organization and a primary driver of fentanyl and meth trafficking into the US. This is a cartel that built its reputation for rapid expansion, militarized tactics, and really tight operational control under El Mencho. So what happens now? Well, the cartel isn't just one man. US intelligence assessments have long described it as a network structure with regional commanders and allied cells. That means operations don't stop overnight, but leadership transitions, they can trigger internal competition or fragmentation. At the same time, you've got rival groups that are watching all of this really closely. The Sinaloa cartel, itself fractured into factions after years of arrests and leadership disruption, could attempt to expand into CJ&G territory. And you've got smaller regional groups that might also test the balance of power here. And this doesn't stop at Mexico's borders. CJ&G and Sinaloa both maintain distribution partnerships in the US, Central America, parts of Europe, and Asia. Any instability at the top can disrupt supply chains or intensify competition for those trafficking routes. So this is a moment that's not just about one cartel leader. It's about whether Mexico's criminal ecosystem consolidates or further fractures. I'm heading to see what that looks like on the ground and what it means for security on both sides of the border.
I want to show some of the video that you shared with us, your first morning on vacation. And I know you and your wife, you get a chance to, get away together from the kids. You wake up to this, cars on fire right outside your balcony, all that honking that you hear. I mean, gosh, what went through your head when you saw this?
Well, there was definitely a lot of confusion, a lot of not understanding what was going on. And like what was said earlier about hearing all kinds of rumors about what possibly could be happening, but not really knowing what's going on. And just to wake up to smoke coming into your building and you not knowing what's going on and cars just on fire, it definitely looked like a war zone out there.
I mean, it's terrifying. I mean, I know you had the video of then the burned out cars after the flames and some of them went down. And I know that someone near your Airbnb saw the moment that the cars were set on fire, I guess it's cartel members or whoever was doing that. I mean, what did they tell you they saw?
Yeah, so what happened, and she showed me the video, we had to evacuate just because there was a tanker that was on fire and we thought that it was gonna burn the building down, and so we had to evacuate for a little while. And she was showing me the video, and there was literally cartel telling people to get out of the vehicle. So they would stop the vehicle as it was in the middle of the road. They would tell the people to get out. So in this particular vehicle, there was 4 people that were in there. They told them to get out of the vehicle, and then they were throwing the gas into the vehicle and then setting it on fire just right below us.
Mexico is at war. The Mexican army is fully deployed, conducting airstrikes as a civil war could be developing. Yesterday, the Mexicans took out El Mencho, one of the leaders of the biggest cartels. And now it seems all of the cartels are now working together, fighting the Mexican government, as seen above me. Mexican president yesterday left the capital and fled to a naval ship because they couldn't secure her safety. And the National Guard of Mexico is deployed all across the country. These are all of the states where fighting is occurring right now. This is day 2 of explosions all across major cities. And more importantly, roadblocks of burned vehicles are being set up, preventing the military from being able to go in, which is why the Mexicans are using their air force, such as this attack helicopter, to conduct strikes, because the casualties on the ground are really bad. Back in September, it was reported that this same cartel group was trained by the Ukrainians on how to operate drones. Just pointing that out there, so they're very well trained. Tell me your thoughts, follow me for more updates.
So with everything going on in Mexico right now, you still got people on here talking about, oh, well, my trip is already booked. So what? Are you stupid? Do you like life? Do you no longer want to be here with us? What is wrong with you? Is it that serious? Do you not see? Snatch. What is wrong with you? Why would you even, what do you mean? Oh, well, my trip to Cancun is booked. Unbook it.
Estos hombres fuertemente armados y que se movilizan en vehículos blindados sofisticados y con protección especial.
Y'all, this is not the military. What you're looking at is the cartel. When I first saw it, I thought the same thing. Oh, the Mexican military. This is not the military. The cartel, like I was telling you in the beginning, are militarized. This is the cartel, not the military, but they sure look like the military, don't they? Let's go on.
Especial, aunque usted no lo crea, no son miembros del ejército ni de ninguna otra fuerza armada oficial de México. Son integrantes de grupos armados vinculados al narcotráfico, utilizados para proteger territorios, enfrentar rivales y desafiar a las autoridades.
A ver si muy larga te topas con nosotros. Ahí tengo desamarrados los perros, culero. Y así voy a andar patrullando.
En grabaciones difundidas en redes sociales se observa a decenas de hombres encapuchados en formación, portando chalecos tácticos y armas largas. Según informes públicos de la Secretaría de Defensa Nacional de México, el cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación ha logrado expandir su presencia a múltiples estados del país y mantiene operaciones internacionales. Especialistas señalan que su estructura incluye células regionales armadas, equipos de reacción rápida, redes de vigilancia e inteligencia local, así como talleres clandestinos para blindaje artesanal de vehículos. Aunque no existen cifras oficiales exactas sobre el número total de integrantes armados, centros de análisis de seguridad estiman que el grupo cuenta con miles de miembros distribuidos en distintas funciones.
Soy miembro activo del cártel Jalisco Nueva Generación.
En 2015, el grupo fue vinculado al derribo de un helicóptero militar durante un operativo en Jalisco, un hecho que marcó un precedente sobre su poder de fuego. Analistas coinciden en que si bien no se trata de una fuerza armada convencional, su nivel de organización, financiamiento y acceso a armamento representa uno de los mayores desafíos para la seguridad pública en México.
Bro, we out here trying to get back to the airport, bro, and this shit is getting scary as hell. Like, look outside, bro. Like, bro, look outside, bro.
Oh, they're really just there.
Like, bro, this shit is overly scary, bro. Overly scary. Hopefully we can make it home. Bro.
I'm at the home of some very good friends who live in the Alta Vista neighborhood above Zona Romantica in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. A lot of the roads here were blockaded with burning vehicles, public transportation, Ubers, taxis, all of that kind of network is, for the most part, been down, still continues to be down to my knowledge. I know they're trying to get the airport reopened. It's kind of a odd dichotomy of the beauty and all these parts about this place that I love, but also this kind of hanging black cloud that we are under right now. Our vacation is, kind of in a bit of tatters right now. I feel a little awkward that that's the, least of my concerns. I definitely feel more for the residents and the people who live here full time who are being impacted by the situation. So our friends here own a food tour company. They let me know this morning that they've had something in the neighborhood of 3,000 cancellations in the last 24 hours, which is just absolutely devastating for them. Also for their team and the small businesses that are in this community that are, on those tours. I can imagine for them, it's going to be a very challenging, next few months.
We are north of the main part of Puerto Vallarta, so not anywhere near where the car burnings and stuff. We could see the smoke from it and we could smell it.
The Mexican government has basically told all the Mexican residents, shelter in place, do not exit, do not go out unless you have to. One woman said her friend was stuck in a pickleball court, couldn't leave because everything was shut down. Wherever you were, everything just stopped. the staff believes that tomorrow they'll be able to get deliveries for food and other things.
My big thing is I'm feeling sorry for the staff here.
Yeah.
The ones that came to work at 8 a.m. yesterday morning were still serving food to us at 9:30 last night. They didn't get to go home. What's happening to us is so minor.
So minor.
That, and I think about people who are out there who can't be with their families. And we did see people sleeping in the lobby last night.
We did.
We think they were people because they said all the rooms here were full.
They're booked.
We love the culture here. We love food here, and of course, it's beautiful, and it's really sad that the activities of very few who create such a huge impact for the rest of the community.
Okay, so yeah, there should be travel advisories, at this point against going to Mexico because many of those Americans, there's no telling how long they're going to be stuck there. It could be several weeks or even a few months before they're able to get out of there. And wow, yeah, well, the U.S. Mexico border is locked down right now. It's completely locked down, and people cannot cross over because of the activity that's going on over in Mexico. Yeah, people can't freely just come across the border at this point. It has been shut down. Yeah, it is. And they are threatening to come after the US because they know the US played a role in taking out El Mancho. El Mencho. So, yeah, so they're all upset about that. That's why Donald Trump was talking about, yeah, we'll be more than happy to send people over there and deal with the cartel. Now, whether the US will get involved or not, I have not heard anything definite so far. Other than Donald Trump saying that, I haven't, really heard them organizing and getting the military together to go into Mexico. There has been no talk of that so far. So, y'all, this is going to be my final live today. Let me just check here. Lisa Pfeiffer, thank you so much for the super sticker. One of many ancestral shadows. Laredo, Texas ought to be on high alert right now. Now, I haven't heard of any of the U.S. locations being on high alert. The only thing I have heard, like I said before, the border is completely closed. Now, I did hear that. But as far as places being locked down, I haven't heard anything about that. So, y'all, thank you so much for your support from my channel. I deeply appreciate it. So, y'all, I will be back tomorrow with all new topics. So, I will see you then. Shalom, family.